who is considered a board member. And that is someone who is on the executive board or who votes in your club. So your committee chairs, those types of positions do not need to be members, a non-athlete member. And this is kind of a side note. In the last week, we have discovered that we have so many clubs, and we're so proud of all of you with the Safe Sport and the parents who have done the Safe Sport. Once they go on the board, their board of their club, and they become a non-member of USA Swimming, they do have to take the non-athlete athlete protection. The one that they took as a parent will not go over to their swims record. So we just found this out. Anyway, if you're having anyone who's having trouble or you're here, just have them call me or email me. All right. Do we have any questions in the chat? Michelle, how are we doing? Okay, I am going to try to be a little fancy here. And I'm going to...
Sorry, we do have one question. I just want to clarify that Sarah Hughes was asking. So she asked, so all board members need to be USA Swimming non-members. And I think what we're saying is your executive board.
Your executive board.
Not all your committee heads and that kind of thing, but the executive board that makes direct decisions for your athletes. And that includes your registrar that works directly with your athletes and the funds and all that need to be non-athlete members of USA Swimming. So not all your board members, but your executive board does need to be. Okay. And like we said, registrars too.
Yes. Yeah. Registrars, treasurers. All right. So registering to be a USA Swimming non-athlete. As of right now, all of the coaches, officials, board members, everyone does it on their own through the Indiana Swimming website. It is not something that you as a registrar would do. Otherwise, you would be registering them as an athlete. So just real quick, we're gonna pop over. Ooh, I hope I did this right. Over here, yep. So you'll go to the Indiana Swimming website. There's a little clicker over here. Click on that, and what it does is it brings you to.
Emily, they can't see your picture.
They can't see it?
If you have to unshare the first screen to be able to share the second screen.
Oh, new share. Sorry. Darn it. I thought it was being so slick. You see it?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go back just a second so that you see where I went. Maybe. I think things are starting to slow down a little bit. All right, so you'll go to the Indiana Swimming website. There is the 2021 non-athlete registration. It's now open. Click on that. If they are new to, just beginning to be a new member of USA Swimming, then they will use the right side. If they're a returning member and have a and have already done this, then they're already in the Indiana Swimming Team Unify, and they can just go in and renew through here. All right. So we're going to go back. So this kind of is an overview. Now, in the event, when you go through ionswimming.org, you do have to pay by credit card at the site. If you want to register a group of coaches, officials, board members all at once and not have the credit card fees and have it billed to your Indiana Swimming Team Unify account, and you have an ACH on file, you must email me and I will give you instructions as to how to do that. But you must have an ACH on file. Any questions? How are we doing?
And one other thing that you would be a good thing to say here, and that they need to email you about, is if you have someone that's registered as both an athlete and a non-athlete,
Yes.
they only are charged once for that, but you need to email Emily and let her know that they are registering, you know, so-and-so is registering as both an athlete and a non-athlete, so that she can keep note of that. Unfortunately, USA Swimming is not tracking that real well at this point, so we need to track that and notify them if we've got that situation.
Right, and that is in the case, we have junior coaches who are also athletes. They should only have one charge. And yeah, we want to make sure that goes through. Right, is that, Michelle, what other, well, coach and official. You can be a coach and an official.
Correct, correct.
And yeah.
Couple questions that have come through. What's the best practice for coaches, officials, board members to renew their registration? Should they renew on their own or through the team's Unify account? If you want to register through the team's Team Unify account and have the team pay for it, then one person will have to register all of those people, or you'll have to share that that account information with each of the people registering, which may not be something that you want to do.
Right. Now,
so if the team is going to pay for them all, then I suggest you contact Emily,
yeah,
so she can help you through that process. If you want them to pay individually, then they're fine to go on and individually do their own account and pay
yes,
for it that way. But if you want it done all in one and the team pay for it, then contact Em and she'll help you through that process.
yes.
And are board members required to complete concussion training? I don't believe so. I think it's just the background screen and APT. Right,
That
Em?
is correct. That's correct. Those are the two that have to be done. After you register, I send you a little thing that does have the concussion with it. If you would like to take it, it gives you the opportunity to, but it is not required.
Yeah, and I know I put or tried to put the hyperlinks there in the chat, and they weren't coming through well. We will post all of the links, the recording of this, the PowerPoint, everything tomorrow. If there's anything you missed or whatever, we'll be posting all that tomorrow. So
yes, yeah. I thought I was being slick with the hyperlinks.
well, you have to have someone smart enough to post them correctly.
Oh,
yeah,
you're fine. You're fine. All right, so we're going to keep going. The great questions. Thank you. Thank you. How to access your USA Swimming Club portal. Hands up. How many people knew you had a club portal? Kind of, maybe. The club portal, best kept secret that we want you to use, that you will want to use. And Michelle will have a couple of things to talk about with the club portal, because we all need to start using it and getting the information that's there. You can check out your registered athletes. You can check on the certifications of your coaches and your non-athlete membership status. You can check the APT of your 18 and overs, which is, you're going to find out, is pretty important. if you log on to, and that's, I'm going to try this again. Let's see if I can do this. Because, yes. All right, can you see my USA Swimming? Woohoo! All right, so you'll go to USA Swimming. Of course, I'm already logged in, but you'll log in and go to your Deck Pass. I'm gonna go to my Deck Pass. So you can see, if you haven't been to your Deck Pass on USA Swimming, this is great. There's a lot of information here. You can see all of your certifications and when they are due. And then there's this big red box that says link to the club portal. I'm not gonna click on it because it won't show us anything right now. Okay, let's go on back because if you need your club portal password, put your name, club, and email in the chat. And then we will either private message you with that password during the Zoom, or we will email it to you afterward, depending on how we can monitor the chat.
Yeah.
Michelle and I are tag teaming.
Yeah. One thing about that too, some teams, there is a way to personalize the password for your club portal. And we just ask that if you do that, please notify us. We keep a record of your password for your club portal in your club record in SWIMS. And if you change it and don't let us know, then future, you leave, somebody comes in, doesn't know the password for your club portal, that kind of thing, it's going to be tough for us to provide that because we won't have it. So if someone in your organization changes it, let us know. And remember that anyone that in your organization that you need to give access to, head coach, registrar, club president, whatever, whoever you want to have access needs to have that same password. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. USA Swimming can't even find it. So that's, so yeah, make sure if you change it, you let us know. All right. So let's get in there and use that portal. Woo!
Everybody's doing it at once here. Okay.
What's that?
Everybody is sending me your emails all at once.
Oh, good. All right. But we'll get to you all. We will. All right. How many of you knew that your club had an Indiana Swimming Team Unify account? The one that shows how much money you pay to us. Troy, I love that you are raising your hand. Thank you. Each club has an account on the Indiana Swimming Team Unify website. And believe it or not, we are, 4 years into this Team Unify? And we still have teams that that has the old Indiana Swimming address on it, which tells us that they have not been in their account. So we need you to start using the account. In here, you can keep track of charges and payments, and the balance due statements are emailed each month. We need all clubs to be very aware that they need to not carry a balance. And the amounts are expected to be paid in full by the end of each month. We have probably 3/4 of our clubs, and we appreciate this, do pay by the automatic from their checking account, the ACH. It comes out on the 1st of the month. The only charge is $1.30 for the fee. So you're not getting the credit card charges and taking a chance that the check will not get to us. The ACH is the same as a check. The goal is that every club have an ACH or credit card set up by the end of the year. So if you don't know your Club Team Unify account login or password, and the login is an email address. So if you are a new registrar or treasurer and the old one was in charge of the Team Unify account and they didn't leave you anything, then you can either put it in the chat, your name, club, and email, and Michelle or I will private message you, and probably more of an email, because we'll check and see who it's registered under, and then we'll kind of do an overhaul of what of your account, so that everyone is very aware of how to log in, who the statements are going to, and how to double check. In the Team Unify account, when you register your athletes, it goes, Michelle pulls that out. And Michelle, what do you do with it? When they register athletes, you take that information and you put it in their account.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was writing emails. I missed the question. Yes.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm just talking about how it's important that, like your own checking account, like your own, credit card statement or whatever statement.
Yeah.
It is very important that clubs are aware of the activity that's going on in their Indian swimming.
Yeah. Because anything I process, a meet sanction, meet fees after a meet, athletes, club membership, all of that just gets charged to your team account. And so, and then it sits there until there's payment, hopefully through ACH or credit card, or we receive a check and document it in your account. So it's important that you stay on top of that. I had a coach call me today. Thankfully, I had made a mistake in one of the charges, and he owes us a lot more money, and he was awesome and let us know that, because that was a mistake. So I know you're going to be all amazed. I'm not perfect. Emily is, but I'm not, and I make mistakes. And so I appreciate you guys, keeping us honest and letting us know if and when we make mistakes. So we try not to, but it happens sometimes.
It happens. Yes. Yeah, it does. So we appreciate, and we are more than willing and able to help you get into that account, and kind of show you the ins and outs of it, because there's a lot of good information in there too. And on that note, I'm going to go to another. I'm going to try to go to my other. Okay, hold on. New share. Uh-oh. There it is. All right, so we are going to come. Can you all see my screen? I feel really dumb. All right, I do want you to see what the account looks like. I have to play the Jeopardy music here. I thought I had it queued up. Okay, maybe I won't. Okay. Okay. I found it. And all right. So thank you. Thank you for, so we have this new club, Michelle, just want to let you know, got a new club. It's the Extra Yardage Zippy Aquatics. So this is what an account looks like. Since Team Unify is not totally set up for the way we would like to see it, the first name will always be the name of your club. The last name is your club code. Please don't change it. Don't change it to your name, because otherwise we can't find you, your club. Plus, you personally are then responsible for those charges. So let's just keep it in the club name. There are some modifications, so that if you would like to do a modification, you can get a hold of me, and I am totally open to that. Here it is very important that we put the address. You know what, I'm sorry. Your login email, you can put 3 other emails in, and those people will receive the monthly statements also. So if you would like someone else, your president, maybe the treasurer is your main, however you decide. The address, very important. The city, the state, the zip code, and the phone number. We need all of it. We need all of it, and we would like it to be current. That's all we do on there. Up here we have 4 tabs. The add member is where, if you want to do all of your coaches and pay for it by credit card, you'll add them all as members here, and then you can go and register them. Your payment setup, of course, is the most important and is not coming up. So there it is. All right, so when you are going to do your ACH, you'll just add your bank account. Otherwise, the add new card is you'll put your credit card information in there. But you have to set this up. I can't do it. Michelle can't do it. None of us can do it because we don't want your information. Once you put it in there, it goes to a secure place. The only thing that we can do is we can remove your credit card, or we can remove your ACH. But other than that, we don't handle any of your club's information with this. That's all we're going to do there. All right. Any questions with that? I hope it's kind of clear or making some kind of sense. And at this time, I am going to turn it over to Michelle, who has lots of information. And hey, Michelle, I just realized that I'm not sure if I can monitor oh yeah, I can monitor. Never mind. I'm going to have to find the chat.
Okay, we'll get it figured out later.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, thank you for everybody coming. I hate that this is the one time of the year I get to put faces with emails, and I don't get to see your beautiful faces in person. So thank you so much for all that you do, and for your patience as all of us, there are certain times of the year where there's just not enough hours in the day, and you all are so patient with us, and I really, really appreciate that. I want to reemphasize what Em said, that we are here, we are member services, we are here to help you guys. You guys do a phenomenal job, but we're here to back you up. We're here to answer your questions. So many people will say, I'm sorry to ask another question, but that's my job. That's why I'm here, is to answer your questions and hopefully If I don't know the answer, get you information. And so please don't ever hesitate to reach out and check in with questions. And if I don't know the answer, I'll find it and get back to you. So thank you for that. For those of you who don't know, I do also teach full-time. So if you message me during the day, depends on if it's a red day or a white day on our block schedule of how quick I'll get back with you. But please be patient, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. Okay. But a couple things I wanted to just touch base about, and we're going to talk about a couple things, and I encourage you guys to ask questions if you have them. I know that in the crazy world that COVID is, this summer there were a little bit of a confusion about our registration year. And so I wanted to just touch base about that. USA Swimming passed in the spring that due to COVID and all the craziness going on, that the registration year was slightly adjusted this year. Normally, the new registration year begins September 1, and those athletes that are registered between September 1 and December 31st are grandfathered into the next year. This year, that time period extended from June. So if you registered any athletes as yearly, flex, or outreach from June 1st on, which I don't think anybody was in the water in May, so from June on, those swimmers are registered for the 2021 school year, or registration year, sorry, and they're actually good until the end of next year. So there's no need to re-register those swimmers this spring, fall, like you normally would do. The exception to that are any swimmers that you registered as seasonal this summer. The seasonal membership did extend into September, so that's finished up now. We were able to extend that into September so that we could sort of have an extended summer season. But beyond now, anybody that's in the water who was a seasonal will need to be renewed. Okay. We will have a seasonal again next summer for kids that start in April or whatever. So we'll go back to our regular way of doing things next year, normal, whatever that is at this point. So if you have any questions about that, I'm sure that was clear as mud. So if you have any questions about that, or you're not sure if kids are registered or whatever, or if it looks weird that you're registering for 2021 and that kind of thing, just let me know, and I'll be happy to clear that up with you. Okay. So you're the registrars, you're amazing, you work with your athletes. Let us know what questions. We talked about that you all need to be members of USA Swimming as well. And we talked about all those things. Go to the next one. M's in charge of the PowerPoint. Okay. So if you're not sure about the different types of memberships, let me just go through those real quick. The yearly or premium membership is good for everything. Okay. That's obviously the top of the line Mercedes version there. We do offer a flex membership. That's new. That's been the last couple of years. If you saw anything come out of USA Swimming in the spring, there was going to be some levels of flex and ages were going to be different and all of this. Luckily, they tabled that, and flex is just flex. So it's $20 for the year, but there are limitations. Swimmers are allowed to compete in 2 meets as a flex member, okay? At the point that they're registered in a 3rd meet, we will upgrade them. And I'll talk about those when we get to the recon situation, meet recon situation. But I will go ahead and upgrade them. Now, when we upgrade them, and you can upgrade them at any time too, but $20 for flex, an upgrade is $61, which brings you still to the 81. So I know that I've talked to some registrars this fall who are concerned, not sure when your kids are going to be able to compete and all of that thing. So flex may be an option for you at this point to register those swimmers as a flex. And then at the point we're all back competing and all of that, then we can always upgrade them, and you're not out any money, because the flex plus an upgrade is the same cost as a yearly. Okay. The other option I want to make sure everybody is aware of is the outreach. Those are for swimmers with financial need, and in these days there's probably more of those people. We ask for some sort of they qualify for free and reduced lunch, and I'm going to caution there and say that I know there are some areas where entire schools are on free and reduced lunch. So we're going to ask you as registrars and club officials to sort of discern that information for us. We don't know. We don't live in your area of the state. So discern that information. And we trust you if you tell us somebody is qualified and can note need, whether they qualify for Medicaid, they're on Hoosier Health Wise, like I said, free or reduced lunch, and they qualify for an outreach. That's a full membership for the year. There's no limitations on that, and the cost is only $5. And then there are also some money that you'll get back to cover any state meet dues, divisionals, senior state, for those swimmers. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. Okay. I was going to say something else about that, but I can't remember. Okay. Em, we got any questions I need to address right now?
Oh, you know what? I just answered one, but I know that we talked about this. If a swimmer has a yearly currently and they renew as a flex right now, any meets that they swim in count toward the flex.
Correct. So let's say that you have an athlete who is currently yearly through the end of 2020. Okay, so you registered them last year. They're good through the end of 2020. I would not renew them now as a flex. They're good until December 31st. Okay, and then if you want to renew them in December, then you would start their 2 meets.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want to do that now, because then there are 2 meets and then they're done. So yeah, that's a great question.
That's what I thought. The clock started.
The clock starts when you register them. Yes.
When you register. Okay. All right. Returning swimmers this fall, they don't need to be registered until January 1 of 2021, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Now, maybe give me a week.
Yeah.
Maybe don't everybody send me stuff on January 1. But yeah, end of December or so, we can renew those kids and get them going.
Okay,
There's no
good.
lapse in their registration if we do that.
Thank you. That's good. Do dual meets count for flex membership or just
They
invitationals?
They do if they are sanctioned meets, yes. So if you're having inter squads, you're having dual meets, closed invites, conference meets, as long as they are sanctioned, they count towards the 2 meets for flex.
Okay.
That's another great question. Yeah.
All right. Here's a good one. The school isn't doing the normal free and reduced lunch letters this year. Mm-hmm. So how do the outreach families, get them documentation?
Meaning they're just not mailing out the letters. So if that's the case, it should still note that they would qualify for free or reduced through Canvas, Skyward, whatever school application your school district uses. So you should be able to go to someone in the school, if you have a teacher that works in the school, or an administrator or something, should be able to print something off or take a screenshot of that student's record that shows that they would qualify for free or reduced lunch and submit that. Maybe they qualify for Hoosier Health Wise, or they qualify for Medicare or something like that. That would also count. And if you know that a family should qualify and you're having some issues, just email me and we'll work together to get them taken care of. Okay.
Okay. All right. I do have a question from a club that has submitted their registrations, but now they believe a few of their swimmers need to be switched to flex.
Okay.
What do they need to do?
So they can contact me. If I've already processed the registrations, there's a 30-day where I can change things in swims. So if you register for someone and oh, they just brought me their outreach paperwork, or I've sent you a registration file, but I would like to instead register these swimmers as flex. Send me an email. And if it's within the time frame that I can get that changed, I will do so. If I can't do it, USA Swimming can usually help me do that. Please don't, email me 4 months later and say, oh, by the way, because then it's too late to take care of it. But usually within 30 days, we can get that taken care of if we have to. Okay.
Okay. All right. Did I get pretty much everybody's? Oh, hey, there was a comment, and I had totally forgotten about this. Isn't everyone in Indiana on free lunch until the end of December, until the grant expires?
That's kind of what I meant by if you're entire, because even beyond that, because I know that's going on right now.
Yeah.
There are also entire school districts that are on free and reduced lunch, even before COVID.
Yeah.
So that's what I was referring to when I said we're going to ask you all to sort of help us be discerning in that. And your families, your community better than we do. And yes, there are entire areas that qualify for free and reduced lunch, but we all know that not everyone needs that fits that need. So please help us be discerning in that. And like Christy's saying, yes, free lunches for your school district isn't the same thing as qualifying for free or reduced lunch. That's an income-based program. So please help us be discerning in that. We want to trust you, so please just work with us. We want to work with you, help us with that. Okay? All right.
You ready for a slide?
I'm ready for a slide.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Y'all, you'd be getting this show even if we were standing in front of you.
Yeah, we'd act the same way.
Yeah.
Okay, so components of athlete registration. You guys do a phenomenal job sending me things, and I'm going to try to kind of clear up what I need from you and all of that. So if at all possible, please send me an electronic registration file. I can register 150 of your kids manually, but I'd rather not. So that can take two forms. If you have successfully gone through your Team Unify and your club portal and connected those with the member validation system that USA Swimming put out last year, then you can load registration files directly up to SWIMS. And if you're not sure what that means, we do have a video on that will be posted. It's already posted there, but we'll repost it with all of this stuff about what we're talking about today that Team Unify helped us make last year, that talks you through that process and connects your Team Unify to SWIMS, confirms the information, and loads your file directly up to SWIMS. Okay. If not, in lieu of that, you can send me, export a file out of Active, formerly Team Manager, or through your Team Unify, and send that in an email to me so that I can load that file directly up to SWIMS and load your swimmers that way. Okay. If you're in an emergency or you have a single swimmer that needs to get registered now and you don't have access to your computer or whatever, can you download the paper form and fill it out and scan it and email it to me? Yes, you can. I do that with unattached swimmers and all of that. But if you can send me an electronic file, it goes a lot faster. I don't make typos, that kind of thing. So whether you then submit it through SWIMS or whatever, we do ask that you send a registration fee summary report. That's located on the forms page, club forms on our website, because then I'm able to go, Okay, Diane wanted to register 10 kids as yearly and 4 kids as flex, but her file has 14 yearlies. And then I can reach out to Diane and ask her, who are the 4 that you wanted to be flex? And that way we make sure we get kids registered the way you want them registered. If I just get a file with 14 and they're all yearly and you haven't sent me anything else, I'm gonna assume they're 14 yearly and I'm gonna just do it. So the registration fee is just a checks and balances that I'm doing things the way you're intending to have them sent through, okay? Birth certificates, still a requirement for all of our new swimmers and swimmers who have not had those supplied in the past. I wanna make a statement now. I've sent it out in emails several times during changeover in staff, differing responsibilities, increased whatever. There was a period of time where not all birth certificates got taken care of. I have been doing my best over the last year to catch that back up. But a few of you may have gotten an email asking for a birth certificate and your response was, they were registered last year, you should already have it. If I've asked you for it, I don't have it, okay? So that's not to say, here's one thing, they might have been an 8 and under, and if their time didn't go into swims, they may not have popped through that we needed it. So if I ask you for it, I need it. And I understand that that may mean you need to go back to a family that you've asked before and now you got to ask again. I'm sorry about that. We're trying to get that as caught up as we can. So please, please be patient with us, work with us on that, and we'll get that all taken care of, okay? If a swimmer is not intending to compete and you want to allow them to not submit a birth certificate, that's fine, but understand when it's asked for and you're given a deadline, then it's on you to go back and get it. I think that my recommendation and what I do with the club that I work with here locally, we take it from all the kids at registration, whether we know they're going to compete or not. That way you've got it and it's taken care of. How do you send those to me? Easiest way, scan them and email them to me. And you can do that in a group file. You can do that individually. You can do that in a Google Drive, however you want to take care of it. But that way they're not paper copies that I have to worry about. I encourage you, if you collect paper copies, that after I've confirmed that I've received it, that you shred it. That's not something you want to keep laying around, okay? You can also, if somebody doesn't want to give it to you, you are welcome to share my email with them and they can email it directly to me. So if you don't, as a team, want to do that, or someone won't do it, there's always that option. You can have them email me directly, okay? So, Em, any questions on this stuff before I move on?
No, there was a question about submitting the birth certificates on the website, and I just said to email me and we'll figure out a way that because I'm just going to assume that they want to do it in bulk, do a bunch of them. We'll figure it out.
I've had people put them in a Google Drive and just share that with me.
A Dropbox. If you have a Dropbox and give us access to it, we can go in and snatch them.
This might be a good place to remind you, if you send me something on Google, which I'm trying really hard to learn to speak Google, it's hard. But if you're going to send me something Google, make sure you allow me to share it. Otherwise, I have to then request permission to view it, and then we have to have an added step. So I don't know how to do that, but I know when I click on it, it doesn't let me. So that would be a good thing to do. Okay, and move on.
All right. Woohoo! All right.
So USC Swimming about a year ago, Em? About a year ago?
Yeah. Year
Okay.
and a bit. Year and a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Through this at us that all 18 and over athletes need to complete APT. It's part of Safe Sport. And we were given the directive that in order for athletes to compete, they needed to complete this in order to complete. And many of you have gotten notifications from me that so-and-so needs to complete APT or their times won't be loaded, because if an athlete has not completed APT and they are 18 and over, if I load a meet, their times don't go in and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't go back later and add them in. It doesn't work that way. And I can't backdate APT to before the meet. There is nothing I can do to help you with that. They have to complete it. And we are now it's being now reinforced that not only do they have to have that to compete, they have to do that to participate. So if you have athletes 18 and over who have not completed their APT, you are putting your team's insurance in jeopardy because your team is not official without that. Just as if you have a coach on deck without their certifications, okay, you cannot have a coach on deck ever without their certifications up to date. Okay. You can also not have athletes in the water 18 and over if they have not completed their APT. So easiest thing to do is head coach sits down all those athletes 18 and over at the next practice, and kids, we're going online and we're going to take care of it right here and get it taken care of. Okay. So I sent out a list during quarantine. Thought it would be a good time for everybody to play on the computer, to take care of those athletes that needed to do APT. If anyone wants a roster of their athletes 18 and over to see who needs to complete that, I'm happy to do that. You can also go into your club portal and sort your athletes however you'd like them sorted. You can sort them by age and see that that they need to complete that. Okay. Does this need to be completed every year? Yes, it needs to be renewed every year. And I've been notified that they have to renew within 30 days of it expiring. So you can't like go on for the year and then, oh, I'll just go ahead and renew it for another year. You have to do it within 30 days of it expiring.
Before it
Like
expires.
if it's going to expire November 1, you have to wait until 30 days from that, so October 2nd or whatever, to renew it so that there's no lapse in it, if that makes sense.
Also, once they turn 18, they do have 30 days to complete it.
Correct.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
But don't wait.
Don't wait.
Don't wait.
Yep. Okay, next.
I don't know how pushing a button is so hard.
Okay, so all of you are used to my little nasty grams, as Lynn used to call them, that I send out with my needs and what I need and when I need it by, and here's your deadline. So we are really pushing, and this is difficult with pre-meet, with dual meets and things going on right now, but we are really pushing for pre-meet recons, not post-meet, but pre-meet, so that we can address any APT issues with athletes 18 and over. We can take care of any registration issues and all of that before the meet. We really need to take care of all these issues. The other thing that we can take care of is if a swimmer whose flex is registered in a third meet, that'll pop on a report as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a list of those swimmers and say, I'm going to be upgrading all of these swimmers. Let me know if there's anybody that's entered incorrectly or they're not supposed to be in the meet, and we'll address those individually. But otherwise, I'm going to be upgrading them automatically. Okay. But you'll get a report from me pre-meet. We're going to, again, push to have those by Monday before the meet on the weekend, so that I can give you notice. I need these swimmers registered. I need these birth certificates. This swimmer needs to complete APT. This swimmer is going to be upgraded or whatever. And so when I send that out for each swimmer, it will tell you what I need. This swimmer needs to be registered by this date. If not, you will be fined. This swimmer needs to provide a birth certificate by this date, or you will be fined. This swimmer must complete APT. So I give you on each swimmer what needs to happen and the deadline by which you will be fined. Contrary to popular belief, I do not enjoy fining people, and I don't get a cut from that. So I don't get to take a trip to Hawaii off all the fines I issue. So I really, really hate to do that. I know that no team wants to have fines. I know that especially now, that we don't want to deal with this stuff. But these things need to be turned in. And so if they're not, I try to give you a reminder. I need an extension. Okay, tell me when you think you're gonna have it. I want to work with you, but please, you have to communicate with me. Okay. In April, I sent out some birth certificates I was catching up with. I gave everybody till the end of August before I fined anybody, and emailed probably 10 times during that, reminding you of what I needed. And I had a couple teams that never responded once. So I need you to communicate with me. You may block my emails, but I need you to communicate and let me know what you need, because I'm here to help you. Okay.
We don't want to fine. We don't want to fine you. But at some point it has to. This is a mandate. These are things that we have to do.
Okay. Next.
Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Any question? No questions on that. Thank you.
Michelle's just mean. Okay. So the future. So just about the time we get this all figured out, surprise, it's going to change again. So luckily, I've been able to be a member of this task force nationally with USA Swimming. So I'm sort of getting a heads up to what's going on. But we will be going to online registration individually through USA Swimming next September 1. It's gotten pushed back a little bit. It was originally going to be April. Now we're looking at next September 1. Since I'm on that task force, I'll have information hopefully a little bit sooner and can get that information to you. But I want to stress the use of your club portal because this is going to be set up through your club portal. And essentially in a quick nutshell, because I don't want to get off in the giggle weeds here when we don't have to worry about it quite yet. But when swimmers go onto your Team Unify or Team Active to register, they will start on your site. And at some point, there will be an automatic shift over to the USA Swimming site where they will register and potentially pay for their USA registration at that point. Still trying to work out all those details. Once that's completed, they'll be sent back to your site to finish up their registration. So I think the key, I'm an educator. I think my key is going to be getting the information in your guys' hands as soon as I can so that I can educate all of you so that you can educate all of your parents. Because it's obviously going to be just a matter of educating people that know you're not paying for something twice, you're paying for it in 2 different places. I know that stinks, but that's the way it's going to be set up. That'll be for non-athletes as well as athletes. So again, there's still a lot of questions to be answered and bugs to be worked out and all of that. But I've been working on this. We had a phone call about once a week. I'm really good at Zoom. We had a call about once a week from the end of February to the beginning of June, working out all the kinks of this. And then the programmer at USA Swimming left. And so now there's a whole new group working on it. So that's part of the reason of it getting postponed. But as soon as I have information, I will be putting that in your guys' hands so that we can get ahead of the game on that. So that's the future. Okay. Questions?
No questions right now. Anybody?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Okay. There we go. Clear as mud.
Yep.
Yeah, so now that it's clear as mud, I mean, seriously, we are here to help you, to give you the tools to successfully maneuver through the registration system, the finances, and that, and all of that. Um, I think I put in the little chatty thing that that we will be posting things like the electronic registration process and the video on how to do the validation. We also have a cheat sheet for people that use high tech on how to do the registration. There will be a lot of information, and it will mostly be in little one sheeters, or very kind of clear, because I know that Michelle and I, we kind of think alike. We like those bullet points. We want the process and want it clear. Okay, so we do have one clarification. All board members need to be registered as non-athletes. Um, excuse me, it would be the non-athletes, yeah, your board members who who are voting members of your club. Not just a voting member of Indiana Swimming. Although, reminder, if you are a voting member this weekend, you must be in good standing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And
yes,
I think Christian, what we talked about earlier too is important is, maybe this is the time to look at your board and who is your executive board? Who are the ones that really are voting and making decisions about your athletes? Those are the ones that need to be registered as non-athletes. And if you have a head of concessions, maybe they're not a voting member of your board, and maybe they don't need to be part of that group. But the ones that are making the decisions about your club and the direction of things, those executive members, they do all need to be non-athlete members.
and just to let you know that in the next few months we will start doing follow-ups with the clubs,
Yeah.
and with their boards.
Yeah. Liz, you should be able to go into your club portal and see the non-athletes that have registered, just like you see the athletes that have registered. So that's how you should be able to check if your board members have been registered. And when I get to club registrations, I will also sort of be checking that and taking a look at who you have registered as non-athletes. And by the way, when they register as non-athletes, if they're not a coach and not an official, they would need to register as other. There's
Right.
three different clarifications. They can be a coach, they can be an official, or there's an other description. And that would be your meet directors, chaperones for trips, and your board members. That would be other. Okay. Yes, the USA Swimming Club portal. Yeah, and I've got a list of 22 clubs that wanted those sent to them, their passwords, and I will get those taken care of by tomorrow.
All right. Please,
Thank you,
if we miss anyone, or if you don't get an email from us, please feel free to email.
Yeah, I hope I got everybody, but if not, yeah, check with us.
Yeah, we'll have to go back through after. But yeah, are there any other questions? Hey, we're doing good. We're doing good. All right, so the takeaway from here, you guys are awesome. We appreciate every single one of you. You make our job easier, believe it or not.
Yeah. Great question here, Tricia Shepard. You do not have to submit your club registrations by the 30th. If you want to, great. But the actual deadline that we need them by before, okay, December 1 is the deadline. Yeah. After that, your club is still good through the January 1, but there is an additional charge $50 charge after December 1. So up through December 1, as long as you attend House of Delegates, it's $100 for your club. If you don't attend House of Delegates, it's $300. So you get a discount if you attend HOD. So.
Yeah, so I think Tony talked about, making sure that your clubs have representation this weekend.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to make sure you do that. If you have any questions about that also, you can email us and we'll point you in the right direction. There's a whole lot of emailing going on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but that being said, if you don't feel like an email is going to get your questions across, or you have any questions or whatever, let me know when's a good time to give you a call. Like I said, I do teach, but I can let you know when I'm available or whatever, and we'll touch base over the phone. Because again, sometimes an email doesn't do it. So just let us know. Okay, I just want to say what an honor it is to work with all of you, because you guys are great and you do a phenomenal job. And I feel like I've been doing this forever, and a lot of you has been doing it just as long. And I just really appreciate the community of swimming that I get to be a part of. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Jody. Okay.
All right. All
So
right.
questions
So
come up after we're done too, email us.
what's that?
I just said if questions come up after we get off, you think of something later,
Oh yeah.
again, shoot us an email.
Shoot us an email. Yep. Thank you. We are done. Tony, are you awake? I'm supposed to wake him up when no.
Yeah, I'm here. Just
All
remind
right.
I think I heard you remind everybody about registering for the HOD, the athletes meeting, and making sure they send in their voting delegates.
Yes. Thank you. And hey, keep in touch. It's going to be a great year. It can only go up, right?